what do you do after your kids make this amazing jack-o'-lantern? Or actually one kid, my son carved this. I don't know what the face is. He thought it was hilarious. My daughter laughed. 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds are frankly just a giant mystery to me. And I probably would just as soon not know what that face means. Let's just be honest. But when they're carving that pumpkin, there is goodness right up in here, y'all, on the insides. And it looks like goo and it looks like strings. But what it is instead is, besides your next pumpkin pie, that's the easy part. You can make the best and most nutritious snack ever out of pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to show you an easy roasted pumpkin seed recipe. Now, mine are savory today. There's plenty of ways to make them sweet if you want. If y'all are like addicted to pumpkin spice, I can't help you, frankly. But mine are gonna be savory. So what we're gonna do first of all, cut the stove on. 280 though. I know y'all were expecting 350, but I like to keep it interesting because when we do pumpkin seeds, we're gonna do them low and slow like we do our barbecue because it makes them just that little bit crispier. Now there's another secret to a super crispy pumpkin seed. If you've never heard about it, lean in, friends, lean in. Because what you need is a pot. We're gonna put some water in it. And look, I'm so grateful for that touch faucet. Sometimes it aggravates my nerves, but when I'm just trying to minimize steps around the kitchen, you know. So get yourself about a half a pot of water. We're gonna set it to boiling. And we're gonna boil these pumpkin seeds. Now, first off, I should probably show you, they've already been rinsed. We've pulled out the goo and the strings because the goo and strings are not the fun, snacky part, as you probably expected. And it's also why your kids are kind of not helpful in this process. They could learn though. So we cleaned off the goo and the strings. Now they're rinsed. That's why they're sitting in the colander. I did a step before y'all got here, so you know, don't yell at me today. So we're gonna boil the water, and let me go set it over here. I'm just a reacher these days. All right, and it's splashed. Okay, so when our water gets to boiling, we're gonna boil these for 10 minutes. And what that's gonna do is cook the inside of the seed, so it'll have that extra crisp. If you've ever wondered why you've made pumpkin seeds at home before and they were a little bit chewy, it's because you didn't cook the insides first. So while the water's boiling, we're getting that ready, our stove is heating up. In the meantime, you can get your cooking sheet ready. And I'm still in love with this Wilton Blue Diamond one that I bought a while back. And I don't think it will fall out of love with it, frankly. I've got some parchment paper. You know why, right? To make clean up easy. I've got to minimize steps, look. So we're going to line paper, ready to roll. What do you need for seasonings for these wonderful pumpkin seeds? You need butter. Now, some of y'all might prefer to use oil. I mean, I hear about grapeseed oil being a good one because of its heat, temperature, point, whatever. I use butter. You could use olive oil, but I use butter. You could use coconut oil or canola oil. I use butter. I'm just saying, use butter. Now for flavoring, if I were making this for the Dixie Crystals people that I love so much, I would show y'all my sweet recipe, which has nutmeg and cinnamon and pumpkin spice mix, and it's so stinking good, and a little bit of Dixie Crystals brown sugar. But that's not what I'm making today because we're making savory ones. So let me bring my container over here and show y'all my favorite savory mix, Bob's Southern BBQ. So I actually met these guys at the gun show in Concord several weeks ago. Neat people. Well, they created this rub. So first of all, this is made by veterans who served this amazing country, and in supporting their lives after the military, they decided to start their own barbecue company. And y'all, the sauce that they make is, you know, North Carolina vinegar style. It's so good, and this rub is really good. So you should always support the North Carolina farmers and the Made in NC project. And we'll tell you, look, it's got the proud to be or got to be NC logo, which is totally proof. But it's another reason to go to the gun show. In addition to finding, you know, really great people and ammo and guns and stuff, you might even get some great barbecue seasoning, I'm just saying. So that's all I need for ingredients right there. So I will see y'all in 2 seconds after we've spent 10 minutes letting our seeds boil. You know, 10 minutes passes quickly in internet time, but in real world time, I'm still just drinking my cup of coffee. And by the way, I do read all the comments that y'all put into all of the channels that I have, and I love them. So make sure you hit subscribe right now and leave me a comment if you want to. Here's a couple of the things that I'm often asked. The first one is, Lee, how come you're so cheerful all the time? I know the Lord, and the Lord loves me, and I've got faith that Jesus wins. And so if you're anywhere in the Charlotte area and you want to come sit by me at church, you just come ahead on, because not only do I have an amazing church family, but our coffee cups have green on the inside, so I love that about us. The other thing you've been asking me is probably going to come out here in a second. Lee, what if I don't get all the goo and strings out of my seeds? Look, it's okay. It won't mess up your amazing pumpkin seeds. Go on and leave it in the water. And then the next thing you're going to ask me is, how are you watching your timers? I use my iWatch, actually. There's this little stopwatch thing on it. And so my big timer on the stove, sometimes it's just not going to suit my purposes. So I use my trusty little technology gadget. All right, so now we need to strain these things off, and you have to forgive my indelicate moment here, because that's how we're rolling right now. You get it, you get it? So let me use my little trusty strainer. I would use the colander. I haven't done before, except that it's got goo and seeds in it. And so I'm just going to use my regular old pasta strainer here and get the water out. Try not to drop my precious seeds in the sink, because now they've been boiled. They're cooked on the inside. They're clean. They're natural and organic, by the way. So if you're somebody who is in need of a vegan recipe, shazam, right here you go, vegan friends, and vegetarian friends, that includes you too, I think. And if you're a gluten-free person, look, Lee Brown has hooked you up. This is gluten-free too. And what's the other thing people have as a problem? Allergens. I don't reckon anybody's allergic to pumpkin that I've heard of. If you are, that's sad. Good, but that would mean you could eat sweet potato pie at Christmas, you know, because sweet potato pie is good too, and it gets a rough rap from some of you uninitiated people. Okay, so we have, down the corner here, our cooked pumpkin seeds. They look exactly like before, except now they're hot. And now we're going to put in, I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter. Use however much you want. Really, it's not an exact science here today, friends. Because, you know, remember, bacon is exact. But cooking does not have to be. What? Oh, that was going to be awkward if I fell into a hot stove. Ah! So let me stir my butter in here a little bit just to evenly distribute it. Now, if you put too much butter in, it might require you to roast a little bit longer. So 2 tablespoons tends to be enough for the amount from this large pumpkin. Now, how much of Bob's Southern BBQ we're going to use? Well, I guess I should open up the full lid, see. You're going to use as much as you need to. So that's a very technical answer. But frankly, it depends on how much flavor you want on yours. Some people just like a touch. Some people like a gracious plenty. You want your tongue to be set on fire. And this mix has some salt and some pepper in it, and it's got some paprika. And what else is in Bob's mixture here? It's got, reading is too small for me to see. Let's see. Garlic powder, onion powder, spices. I like how he's pretty non-specific there, so I have to buy some more. I'm on to your secrets, Bob. On to it, but it's okay because I love y'all. I'll buy some more. So there we go. We're just going to mix it in. No big deal. And then just going to sprinkle it out on your sheet here of parchment paper. Just know that the more spaced out your seeds are, the more quickly they will cook. So if they are piled up, those ones in the middle are going to be not as good as the other ones, frankly. And we are all about equality of opportunity for our pumpkin seeds here. So let's spread them out. And then we're going to stick them in the oven. Now, remember, I told y'all this is a little bit lower temperature at 280. So we're going for low and slow. We're going to give them about an hour to cook. And then we're going to probably check it at about the 30-minute mark just to give them a little stir and a smooth. And you'll know they're ready when they're ready with a little bit of crunch to them. So I'll show you how to test them here in a minute. Throw them in the oven, and I'll see you guys back in about an hour. In the internet time, that means you're going to blink and come back and see me. So, hey, can't wait to hear what you think. Drop something in the comments for me, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, time's up. Y'all ready to see the final product here? I know you are. So, oh, it smells delightful, but y'all can't smell. We don't have smell-o-vision yet, but I would imagine that at some point it is going to happen. So let me just back the truck up, is that what the young people would say? And let y'all see, that's your final result of these beautiful pumpkin seeds. Did you hear that? Oh my gosh, that's good. Let me eat some more. It's so good. Okay, that's healthy. That's got like vitamin A in it or something, maybe fiber. I don't know. Apparently very good for me, but regardless, make sure you subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed this recipe in the comments, and I'll see you next time.